I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Phoenix Raceway. Tonight, the National Racing Network proud to be partnering with Great American Sim Racing to bring you a 150-lap feature event. This one going to be fantastic. Going to kick things off with some heat racing to set the field. Going to do some heat racing and then get on down into tonight's feature event. My name is Chris Graham. As always, camera design by the fantastic Connor Baldwin. He does a spectacular job for us. I want to welcome everybody to Phoenix. Qualifications are out on the Speedway right now. Pick up Kenny Zeems here, just finishing up his qualification run. He's going to be at the top of the board. Well, he was at the top of the board. Kenny Zeems going even faster. 28.849 seconds. 28.849, the quick time for Kenny Zeems. Russell Peets, Brad Souza also finishing up their runs. Looks like we're still going to have Ian Martin, Bo Ledbetter, James Watson to take times here in qualification. Ian Martin was very, very quick in the practice session here. Kenny Zeems going to stay at 28.849. Ian Martin goes top of the board, 28.840. 9,000 separating your top two in qualifications. Bo Ledbetter completes one lap. The lap does not score the first time around. See what he's going to be able to do here for lap number 2. This is the battle for the Juan Chavez brand Beer and Burritos Pole Award. I want to thank them very much for their support. Bo Ledbetter going to jump up to 4th quick on the speed charts, 29.017, 29.017 seconds for Bo Ledbetter. Taking a look here, I believe the only driver left who could still possibly set a time is James Watson, and he's not going to have a whole lot of time left here if he's going to get out onto the racetrack.
And qualifications should be just about to wrap up here. Yeah, qualifications have come to a conclusion. Let's show you the results here of qualifying. Ian Martin picking up the Juan Chavez brand Beer and Burritos Pole Award. Lap time of 28.840 seconds. How about 8 thousandths, the official difference, back to Kenny Zeems. That pole award, I believe, going to pay $10 here tonight. So already a little bit of cash going out the door. Kenny Zeems, Ken Zeems, your top 3. Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes, top 5. Matt Zaccardo, Robert Warnes, Curtis Critchley, Russell Peets, Colton Zimmer will be your top 10 in qualifications. Field gridding up on the front straightaway. Get you the overhead shot here as we show you the grid for tonight's race. Bo Ledbetter and Austin Hakes will occupy the front row here for heat race number 1. Matt Zaccardo, Robert Warnes on row number 2 in New York, and a Canadian occupying that row. Curtis Critchley, Russell Peets on row 3, Colton Zimmer, and Kenneth Younts in row number 4. Brad Souza, Cullen Johnston on row 5. Charlie Gage Jr. and Dennis Warnes on row number 6. Row 7 going to be occupied by James Watson. Kenny Younts handling the race control duties for us here this evening, so he will not be in the race here. And let's pick up our pole award winner here. Ian, that was an absolutely spectacular lap out there in qualifying. How was the car feeling?
It was very, very loose going into the turns. I don't know how I managed to beat Kenny and Kim there. It was wild.
Seems like loose, and looser, loosest, whatever you want to call it, might be the story of the night tonight here.
Yeah, with such a long race, having it loose early on is going to be best because it's going to tighten up. 150 laps around this track is a long race. I did 20 practice laps on the setup, and it definitely tightens up. So it'll be interesting to see how far it goes.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much for checking in with us here. We appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the way tonight.
Thank you.
So there is your pole sitter, and he's going to be locked in here. I think the front 2 were locked in here. We'll see how that's all going to shake out here, but pick things up at the front of the field. Lee Weaver checking in on YouTube. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here tonight. Say, let's go Austin Hakes. Best in the game. We will see how that one's going to file out here, but getting ready. 10 laps the distance here on the heat race. 13 cars making up the field for this one. And as always, race fans, even in the heat races, the start of this one's going to be all yours. Oh, wait, no, contact. Big wreck. They're wadding them up down the front straightaway. Caution flag's going to come out. Oh, my goodness. Drivers meeting front straightaway. Get you a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened as they were coming off at turn number 4. Keep your eye on that 09 of Colton Zimmer. Oh, he got some help. Big old shot in the rear. That got him spun around and everybody jacked up around him. Robert Warnes also going to be involved in that one. This was almost a separate incident that happened. Warnes got turned from behind. He goes up and over. Almost lands it in the pit lane. Matt Zaccardo, Cullen Johnston, Dennis Warnes, all going to be involved in this one. So as we go back to a live look here, still going to be Bo Ledbetter and Austin Hakes on the front row. But from there, field is going to be significantly jumbled here. Curtis Critchley, Kenneth Younts going to make up row number 2 as they're going to slow up to let the iRacing safety car come past here. And caution laps will count here in these heat races. So not a lot of time. If you're going to be towards the back of the pack, you're going to have to get a big-time hustle on here if you want to start this 150-lap race towards the front of the field. Seeing that short track racing, I don't know about that, man. We're going to call this one pretty straight here and say that was big, smooth move of the race territory. That is absolutely not an award you want to win. While the field circulates under caution here, let's tell you about the track conditions, because this will be a very big story as the race goes on here. Presented, as always, by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather information for eastern Pennsylvania. 81-degree track temperature, 54% humidity, winds out of the north at 8 miles an hour. Clear skies leading to a track temperature currently of 127 degrees. As if this place weren't tough enough to run around late in a run here, at 127-degree track temperature, they're going to be balling tires off the front of these Tour Modifieds. Field's going to be lined up single file, and they are going to go at least one more lap under the caution flag here. Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes, Curtis Critchley, Kenneth Younts, Charlie Gates, your top 5. James Watson, Cullen Johnston, Dennis Warnes, Colton Zimmer, and Russell Peets, the top 10. Brad Souza also remains on the lead lap. Matt Zaccardo is on pit lane, as is Robert Warnes. So both of those cars are going to be going at least one lap down here. In fact, Warnes is going to be 3 laps in arrears to the race leaders. Lights are out. They're going to double them up and get side by side here and see if we can't get at least half of this heat race run under green flag conditions. Field going to make their way down the back straightaway. Through the dog leg. Green flag goes back in the air. We're underway once again. And they're going to get past the start-finish line this time. That's a fantastic start. Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes going to lead the field into 1 and 2. They'll battle side by side for the race lead. Don't go anywhere. Here comes Curtis Critchley. Critchley thinks better of the 3-wide move down to the inside through the dog leg. And this is the legacy Phoenix, so no cut in the dog leg. Not even the opportunity to. This one is a grass infield there as they make their way off of turn number 4 to get the first green flag lap in the books. You'll see the field cycle through here on your timing and scoring screens. Here's Austin Hakes, Bo Ledbetter, your top 2. They've got a good battle going on. And then we got a freight train filed up right here behind James Watson. Kenneth Younts, Dennis Warnes, Charlie Gates, Brad Souza, all going to be in that party, making their way off at turn number 4. James Watson, a very familiar name to those regular National Racing Network viewers. Runs a little bit of everything, claiming championships and everything from jumpy trucks to, I think he has one here in the modifieds as well. Oh, a couple of cars, big contact down the back straightaway. Wadding them up, caution flag is out. Charlie Gates Jr. going to be involved in that one. Looked like Colton Zimmer got a piece of the action as well. Brad Souza slow down the back straightaway. There's Russell Peets. Get you a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. Pete's almost squeaked by that one. In the 191 machine, but he's going to end up backwards down the back straightaway. Okay, now seeing timing and scoring update here. Looks like we are not counting caution laps. Everything has cycled its way back through. Let's get you another instant replay here. Take a look, see what happened to Charlie Gates. He got up into the outside retaining wall. Get you look just a little bit further back on this one. Bounces it up off the outside retaining wall. Big contact with the 31 of Brad Souza. Both of those cars are going to spin to a stop down into the infield. And that will put us back under the caution flag. Keeping the look here towards the back of the pack. Now we slide a little bit forward here. Pick up race leader Austin Hakes. Just a tick ahead of Bo Ledbetter at the time of the caution. Looks like we're going to go, should get the 1-to-go signal here next time by the start-finish line. Already approaching 9 minutes into this heat race. Take a look here and see. iRacing will be able to give us this one here. See if there is a time limit attached to this one. Well, basically not. If we hit a 35-lap or 35-minute time limit in the heats, we have got much bigger problems than worrying about a minute or two here or there. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in on both YouTube and Twitch here this evening. To remind you, if you're watching on YouTube, we are able to accept Super Chats. That's about a guaranteed way to get your comments up on the air. Just don't be overly offensive with it, and we'll probably show it. Also have memberships available starting at just a couple of bucks a month. Very, very nice way to support the National Racing Network on a little more personal level. And we got to thank all of our members and patrons here who help us out on a daily basis. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. And we didn't do it at the start of the race, so we'll try it now. Race fans, y'all at home, you can go ahead and crank it up. Absolutely fantastic look there at Rattlesnake Hill as Bo Ledbetter able to grab the lead off the jump on the restart. Lap number 6 going up on the scoreboard, and he's going to check out by a couple of car lengths over Austin Hakes. How about the run for James Watson? Didn't get a lap in qualifying. How about 10, big fat 10 positions gained to run in the 3rd position, and he's holding on to your race leaders. Kenneth Youts runs 4th, Dennis Warren's 5th. The top 3 separating themselves out just a little bit here. No money attached to this in the heats, but what the heck, we'll call it anyway. The P1 Enterprises Hard Charger Award so far going to go to James Watson. Dennis Warren's also in contention. He's up 7 spots. Top two continue their duel. Yes, let's hope that doesn't come into play. Referencing the discussion on the time limit here, yeah. Man, that'd be a mess if that comes into play. Quick lap time of the race belongs to Austin Hakes at a 29.119. Bo Ledbetter not much slower. In fact, the only two cars in the 29.1 bracket. Several cars in the 29.2s. Everybody else high 29s, even into the 30s and 31 second bracket. So we're going to be down to 2 to go here in heat race number 1. And it's getting hotter. 80.6 degrees the current temperature. Track temp up to 128 degrees. This one may be a bit of a mess for sure to keep an eye on here. And this will be the only heat race of the night. Drivers at the front of the field lock themselves in. This is going to line everybody up, heads up, for tonight's feature event that will be coming up here in just a moment. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes going to battle off at turn 2. Hakes going to be within about a car length or so, but no real incentive to make the big dive into turn number 3. Both cars going to run about a lane and a half off the bottom of the racetrack. Hakes gets it way down to the inside line mid-corner as he diamonds it off. Checkered flag is out on the heat race tonight. Bo Ledbetter claims the win over Austin Hakes and James Watson. Get your look there at Bo Ledbetter in the number 78. He will be your winner here of heat race number 1. Let's show you the race results. Bo Ledbetter by 0.3 of a second over Austin Hakes. James Watson, Curtis Critchley, Russell Peets, the top 5. Kenneth Younts, Colton Zimmer, Cullen Johnston, Charlie Gates Jr., Dennis Warrens back through the 10th position. Matt Zaccardo, Brad Souza, Robert Warrens, all going to be out of that race early on. A little bit of a mess we had early in that one. But with that, we are going to take a very short break, get a couple of the commercials out of the way here, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes to bring you feature time here. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back, folks. Thank you very much for checking in here. Great American Sim Racing right here on the National Racing Network.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Phoenix Raceway. Great American Sim Racing taking over the NRN airwaves here this evening. Coming up next, going to be a 150-lap feature event for the NASCAR Whelen Tour Modifieds. One of the best car and track combinations on the iRacing platform. The Modifieds can run multiple grooves here, and pit strategy is most certainly going to come into play here this evening. 75% fuel limit is what they have here. We're looking at about 65 to 70 laps is what they're going to be able to run on a full green flag stint for fuel. Where that comes into play is if you're able to stretch that 70 to 75 because of caution laps, now you're talking about potentially making this a one-stop race. That would be absolutely huge for some of these drivers. We'll see who plays the strategy game. The problem is you can't get too far behind the leaders. Drivers do have 2 sets of Goodyear tires available. Goodyears or Hoosiers? Probably Hoosiers. Hoosier tires available in the box this evening. I can't believe you'd make a mistake like that. That's a rookie mistake, man. Come on. 2 sets Hoosier tires waiting in the box for these drivers. They will have the ability to change those tires on pit road, but it can be very, very long pit stops to make those tire changes here. No backup cars are available this evening, so if you junk your stuff early, you're going to be in a world of hurt. That is for sure. But with that, short little warm-up session is over, and it is time to go racing. Field's going to get themselves lined up on the grid. Once again, we'll head back to the high and wide shot, give you the starting lineup for tonight's race. Ian Martin is your Juan Chavez brand Beer and Burritos Pole Award winner. with a quick lap time of 28.840 seconds. Kenny Zeems on the outside of the front row, 0.08 of a second back. Ken Zeems, your third driver that locked in tonight on qualifying time in the third position. Bo Ledbetter getting the win in the heat race. Going to take the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 will have Austin Hakes and James Watson. Row 4 will see Curtis Critchley line up alongside Russell Peets, Kenneth Younts, Colton Zimmer on row number 5. Cullen Johnston, Charlie Gates, row number 6. Row 7 will have Dennis Warnes and Matt Zaccardo. Row 8, Brad Souza and Robert Warnes. That will be the 16 cars starting grid for tonight's 150-lap feature event. This one is going to be spectacular for sure. Decent amount of money on order here tonight as well. It was $5 to the pole, $10 to the hard charger this evening, $10 to the halfway home award. Basically, that's the driver that's going to finish in the 8th position. Going to pick up $10. Then we get to the good money. $15 to third, $25 for the runner-up, and $50 getting paid out to the race winner here this evening. A lot of money on the line going out here, and we will find out who's going to take that cash home in 150 short laps. Pace car is in. As always, race fans, the start of the modifieds at Phoenix going to be all yours. Great crowd on Rattlesnake Hill. Going to watch Kenny Zeems lead lap number 1 over Ian Martin. Ken Zeems, Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes, your top 5. James Watson falling back a couple of spots here. He's going to be to the outside of Curtis Critchley. Critchley looking down to the inside through the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Phoenix Raceway, one of the more unique circuits in all of oval racing. Basically a 5-turn course, because that dogleg on the back straightaway is very much a corner in this configuration. Turns 3 and 4, slightly less banking than what you see in turns 1 and 2. The field's going to make their way through those turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2 also a little bit tighter. Either way, both ends of this racetrack going to carry an absolute ton of speed. Kenny Zeems at the front of the field just set the fastest lap of the race. 28.849 seconds. Ian Martin holding on a couple of car lengths back as they make their way to 3. Slide back just a little bit. Pick up Ken Zeems, Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes. This is the fight for the 3rd position. Very, very long race, and with at least one pit stop coming, these drivers are going to be very content to settle in and log a lot of laps here. Take a look at the weather conditions brought to you by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather information for Eastern Pennsylvania. 81 degree track temperatures, 81 degree ambient temperature, I should say. Winds out of the north at 8 miles an hour. 128 degree track temperature. These cars are going to be a big time handful throughout the run here. That's going to be the biggest thing. Kenny Zeems, Ian Martin getting ready to duel here for the lead into 3. They work lap number 6. Watching cars on the long run versus the short run is definitely going to be interesting to see where the comers and goers start to be here. Hard charger of the race thus far going to be Robert Warnes. Pick him up here in that red and white number 95 machine working off of turn 2. Hard Charger Award tonight presented by P1 Enterprises. I want to say very big thank you to them for their support of Great American Sim Racing. Also, Rustin Rose for presenting the Halfway Home Award. And again, that's going to be the 8th position here this evening for the driver who's, well, halfway home anyway. Just up ahead of these cars, pretty decent battle starting to pick up here. Going to be Ken Zeems, Bo Ledbetter, Austin Hakes. Those three cars settling in nose to tail. This group headed by James Watson starting to get a little feisty back here. Curtis Critchley all over the back bumper of the 39 into turn 1 that time by. Let's go on board here with James Watson. Here, just the slightest bit of tire slip. A lot of off throttle time. Watson, very, very good at making fuel mileage. We'll see how that plays out over the rest of this race here. Just up ahead, that battle for third, Ken Zeems, Bo Ledbetter. Ledbetter was within half a car length, maybe even less, on the entrance to turn number 3. A little bit of a bobble for the 78. Going to slide him back. Man, great exit speed off of turn 2, though. Top 2, a couple of seconds ahead here, and in fact, it's almost a full second separating Kenny Zeems and Ian Martin at the head of the field. One of the features of this race, it required a minimum of a B license to run this one. B license and a 1200 plus I rating. What that means is you're not going to get a lot of slouches in this one, and show you the I ratings on these drivers here in just a moment. Sounded like somebody had made contact back there. How about it, folks? Only 2 B licenses in this one. The rest is going to be A licenses. His caution flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack. Don't see who the issue may have been for here. The caution flag will be on the speedway. Caution number 1 at lap number 14. Looks like may have been an issue here for Colton Zimmer. Take a look, see what happened here. Oh, yeah, big time. Up into the outside wall. Believe that was Matt Zaccardo. Oh, he got up into the outside wall. The 0-9, yeah, Colton Zimmer got up into the outside retaining wall. Let's get you one more look here on the Hot Shoe Raceway Instant Replay. Not sure if there was contact there or not, but the 0-9 spins it up into the outside retaining wall, and we have action on the pit road. Here's Kenneth Yount's going to be the top of the cars that are on pit road here. Robert Warren's going to be the first one off the pit lane in the number 95. Brad Souza, Kenneth Younts, Matt Sicardo, Dennis Warrens, Cullen Johnston, all coming in to make the pit stop here. Scored at lap number 15. Curtis Critchley going to make his way down the pit road this time by. At the head of the field, Kenny Zeems still going to be your race leader over Ian Martin. Zeems had an almost 1 second lead over Martin, going to disappear as a result of that caution flag. So let us know where you're watching from here. Check in the comments. We'll get you the shout-outs on air and all here. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, thank you very much for spending your Friday night here with us. If you are one of our regular Lindis Speedway Friday night viewers, they unfortunately fell victim to the aqueous aerial discharge this evening, or rain. To put it in a little bit simpler terms, they will be back next Friday night. Here's where this strategy game starts to get very, very interesting. The cars that stopped at lap 15 can make it to anywhere from lap 79 to lap 84 is what we're looking at. Where that's big is it gets you to the halfway point. That is going to be very, very important as we go here. Reason for the caution was the spin for the 60 of Matt Zaccardo. So here is your restart lineup as they've gotten the one-to-go signal. Kenny Zeems, Ian Martin on the front row. Bo Ledbetter, Ken Zeems on row 2. Austin Hakes, James Watson, row 3. Russell Peets, Robert Warrens, row 4. Kenneth Younts, Brad Souza, row number 5. Field will come around to complete lap number 18. Still a very long, long way to go here at the Phoenix Raceway. Green flags back in the air. We're underway, and it's a great restart for Ian Martin on the outside. He timed that one to absolute perfection. See what these cars on fresh tires are going to be able to do. Big block by James Watson down the back straightaway. Battle for the lead, still side by side off of 4. Going to be, call it Kenny Zeems at the line by half a car length over Ian Martin. Pace laps at 140 miles an hour here at the Phoenix Raceway. Now things will start to settle in just a little bit at the front. Bo Ledbetter, Ken Zeems going to continue that battle side by side for the 3rd position. James Watson also going to be battling with Austin Hakes. For now, we'll stay here with this battle for 2nd. Things definitely settling down here just a little bit. How about that 95 of Robert Warrens, up 9 spots from the drop of the green flag this evening. He is currently going to be your P1 Enterprises hard charger. Brad Souza running just behind him in the number 31. Going to be your Rustin Rose Halfway Home Award winner. Both of those, I believe, going to be pocketing $10 here this evening. I'll confirm that. Yeah, both the Hard Charger and the Halfway Home Award pocketing $10. $5 for the Juan Chavez Brand Beer and Burritos Pole Award to Ian Martin. That's going to already be on its way out the door. $50 to win in this one here tonight. Pretty good payday for a one-off series race. At least the first race that we're going to have for Great American Sim Racing here on the National Racing Network. Warren staying tight on the back bumper of James Watson. Oh, buddy. Big slide out of the 31 of Brad Souza. Nice save on corner entry. Here's Warren's looking down to the inside of Watson into 3. Watson going to be forced to run that high lane. May have a little bit of a horsepower advantage on corner exit. We'll see how that one's going to play out. Unfortunately, the turn 1 and 2 end not going to be as nice to James Watson here. How about it, race fans? Still side by side into turn number 3. How many laps they think they want to play this game? Brad Souza, Curtis Critchley going to be side by side. Just behind him as well, 4 cars in formation down the front straightaway. Watson finally going to be able to clear. May not have the room to make the dive down to the inside, and here comes Warrens right back into the battle. Warren's now going to have to battle with Curtis Critchley here. Critchley may have found a little bit of speed up there on the outside. In fact, he's going way high through 1 and 2. That's going to allow Warrens to come back past and open the door for Brad Souza. Everybody single files back in line. We're going to slide up just a little bit. Pick up the battle for third between Bo Ledbetter, Ken Zeems, and Austin Hakes. About halfway through the fuel run here for these cars. Maybe a little bit less than halfway with the caution laps. Definitely going to be interesting to see if anybody tries to stretch this to lap 75. If they make it to 75 in the first half of the race, then they're only going to need 1 set of caution laps in the second half to basically lock themselves into a one-stop strategy. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out here over the course of the race. Fight for the race lead, sitting about 1/3 of a second apart here. Call it almost half a second now for Kenny Zeems over Ian Martin. Both of those drivers very content to run single file here at the head of the field. One thing to keep in mind about the fuel conservation game here is we do have the possibility of 2 attempts at a green-white checkered finish here this evening. That is not only quite a few laps under caution, but it is still basically 3 full laps under green flag conditions that these drivers are going to have to handle as well. Slide back in the field here, pick up Kenneth Younts, Russell Peets. This is the battle for the 11th position. That's a good side-by-side fight. James Watson losing the 6th position to Robert Warrens. Seems like everybody getting fairly high off that yellow line in turns 1 and 2. Watson getting up near the Harry Gant line through 3 and 4. That's going to open the door in a big way for Curtis Critchley down the front straightaway. We're going to slide up a little further forward here, though. Bo Ledbetter, Ken Zeems battling. This is for the third position. Austin Hakes right there as well. Oh, a little bit of right side romance out of Ken Zeems, that looked like. Here comes Ledbetter back down to the inside. Not quite close enough. He gets a big run off the corner, though. Zeems throws the big old bizzle down the back straightaway. Good racing, multiple battles throughout the field here. Get you a Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Check out this battle. James Watson sliding way high off at turn number 4. Going to lose a couple of spots to both Brad Souza and Matt Zaccardo. Souza and Zaccardo were involved in that opening lap incident on the heat race, so we didn't really get to see a lot of those drivers. Sounds like somebody may have made some contact here. We'll see. So far, no caution flag yet. Get back up to this battle for third. It's the tightest one on the racetrack between Ken Zeems and Bo Ledbetter. Just past 25% distance in this one. Let's give you a full field rundown. Kenny Zeems is your race leader. That number 15 has been out front with Ian Martin for just about this entire race. Looking very, very strong at the front of the field. Zeems does own the best lap time of the race at a 28.849. Ian Martin runs in second. Pole Award winner this evening, down one spot from the drop of the green flag, but staying right there on the back bumper of Zeems. Call it 3-4 car lengths as they make their way down the back straightaway. Ken Zeems runs in the third position, and he has been locked in this fantastic duel with Bo Ledbetter. We've seen a ton of that. Neither of these cars has moved position in the race to this point. Zeems in the 90, Ledbetter back there in the white with a black roof, number 78. Austin Hakes runs in the fifth position. That black and teal blue, number 28. Again, no change in position for Austin Hakes to this point. Fully expecting to see him make a big move. Robert Warnes is your hard charger right now. He's up 10 spots from the drop of the green flag to run in the sixth position. He's going to have Curtis Critchley all over his back bumper, leading a trade of 5 cars down the back straightaway, working at lap number 41. Curtis Critchley holding on to that 7th spot. Brad Souza runs 8th in the blue, number 31. Souza up 7 spots, another contender for hard charger here this evening. Matt Zaccardo running in 9th is up 5 spots. A little bit of that position gain set up by several drivers who elected to come down and make pit stops early on in this race. Curtis Critchley stopping at lap number 16. Robert Warnes, Curtis Critchley, Brad Souza, Kenneth Younts, Dennis Warnes stopping at lap number 15. That's when we saw the first caution flag of the race with an incident for the number 60 of Matt Zaccardo. Cullen Johnston playing the long game here. He's made 2 stops, last one on lap number 17. That was a top-off stop, so he's going to have just a couple of more laps of fuel than everybody else in the field here. We'll see how that may come into play later on in this race. Seeing Connor Cuthbert checking in the comments here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here tonight, bud. Saying, let's go Zeems. And Zeems Setup Shop. Check them out. This race right now, a battle of cars on new tires versus old tires. At least a little bit, anyway. What's really interesting is Robert Warrens is not gaining a ton of ground here on Austin Hakes or Bo Ledbetter. Those two cars running just ahead of them. Ken Zeems and Bo Ledbetter still hanging out about a car length and a half apart. They have done that pretty darn consistently here. Here's a look at your race leader. Again, it's that same 2 to 3 car lengths. Going to be the gap between Kenny Zeems and Ian Martin. Warren's going to have Critchley all over the back bumper off of 4. The Teddy Christopher rule was developed here in the modifieds. We'll talk about that one in just a second. As Critchley dives to the inside of Warren's. Warren's going to fight back on the outside of the racetrack. The late, great Teddy Christopher had basically what amounted to a 3 strikes rule, except it wasn't 3. The first time he got to your bumper, you got a little shot. Said, I'm here. Second time he got to your bumper, that was more of a, all right, bud, get out the way now. If he got to your bumper a third time, you were going up and meeting the fence. You were out on strike 3. There wasn't a third chance that Teddy Christopher was going to give you. Would not be surprised to see some of that here out of the modifieds this evening. James Watson looking to the inside. Trying to see who that car is that he's battling with the 191 of Russell Peets. Going to be 1/3 distance in the books here for the Great American Sim Racing Series. Lap number 50 is on the scoreboard. Should be about 10 laps or so from seeing the first round of pit stops. The lead for Kenny Zeems sitting right about a half second over Ian Martin. Martin's going to have gotten a little bit better fuel mileage. I mean, maybe just a hair, but a little bit better mileage. The interesting thing is going to be to see if either of these two drivers can make it to lap 75. If they can, that may be ball game over here, except for a late race caution. If they can't make it to lap 75, then you're looking at a definitive 2-stop race, which potentially brings a lot of different strategy options into the mix. So far, only one caution flag for 4 laps. That for the spin of Matt Zaccardo down the front stretch. 09 of Colton Zimmer also had pretty heavy contact that put him out of the race. So far, only 2 cars are out of this one. Colton Zimmer and Charlie Gates. Kenny Ounce, that you see on your timing tower in the 17th position, is the race administrator here this evening. So only 16 cars going to be in the show. Looks like trouble for Curtis Critchley. He has flat disappeared. What a heartbreaker there for Curtis Critchley. He was having a pretty good run here. Up there in the 7th position. Unfortunately, looks like a disconnect is going to catch him out here. Power issue, something along those lines. This 4-car fight is the best battle on the racetrack right now. Four cars all nose to tail. Brad Souza, Matt Zaccardo, Russell Peets, and James Watson. Zaccardo, in the number 60, is actually in a better spot than Brad Souza is, who's running one spot ahead of him. That's because Zaccardo is sitting in that halfway home award position presented by Rustin Rose. That award going to pay out $10 to the driver who finishes in the 8th position here this evening. Robert Warren, still your hard charger. He's up 10 spots. That one's going to be good for $10 as well. But the big money's all at the front of the field. Ken Zeems currently running in the number 90. He's going to have Bo Ledbetter, car length or so back. Call it 2 as they get into turn number 1. $15 for third. Second place running Ian Martin. Looking to be $25 to the good. Kenny Zeems, your race leader, looking to pocket $50 if he can hold on to that lead all the way through the end of this race. Entry to pit road at Phoenix can be pretty darn treacherous here. Especially if you're going to try to make that under green flag conditions. Very difficult to get woed up and make the transition out of turn number 4 and onto the flat. Pick up this fight for the 3rd position, running about 6 seconds behind your 2 race leaders. Ken Zeems holding off Bo Ledbetter. Zeems slides a little bit high through 3 and 4. Ledbetter got a great run. Here he comes down pit road, lap number 61. First of the pit stops. And it's going to be Bo Ledbetter. We'll see if this is a little bit of an undercut strategy. Ledbetter will not be able to make it to the end of this race as we follow him into his box. Oh, overshoots the box just a little bit. Car's going to get around. They'll get the right side up off the ground. Should be 4 Hoosier tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel going in that car. Ledbetter going 1 lap down to the race leaders. We'll see if he's going to lose a second lap here. He's down and away. 29.63 seconds the time of the stop. 57.18 seconds on pit road. And he made a pretty good entry there as well. Overcooked it just a little bit. Maybe cost him about a second or so. But looks like we're going to see 57 seconds be the time. And there's your race leader, Kenny Zeems. So Ledbetter in serious jeopardy of going a second lap down to the race leaders. The new tires should help him out a good bit here, but Going to have to get them up to temperature first. We're hearing anywhere from 1 to 3 laps to really get the car set back in to where it was feeling very, very good. Ledbetter is losing ground to the race leaders, so at this point, he's hoping for caution. He is the first car 1 lap down. Here comes Kenny Zeems onto the pit road. Coming in hot. Let's show you the stop here, working lap number 66. Whole lot of race cars on pit road at this point now. Ian Martin also going to dive onto the pit road, your race leader. Once again, going to be 4 tires and fuel for all of these cars. Oh, big overshoot of the box for James Watson. He missed it by a country mile. Going to have to back up, get into his box. There's Ian Martin hitting his box. That's going to put a new set of cars at the front of the field, as Martin will get down and away here in just a moment. New race leader going to be the 95 of Robert Warnes, stopping at lap number 15. They could go potentially as long as lap number 81 before they have to make their second stop of the race. All your race leaders that made 1 pit stop thus far in the race going to be able to go to about lap 132. Caution flag is out on the speedway. Trouble on the racetrack for Dennis Warnes. Take a look and see what happened here. Warnes just way up towards the outside of the racetrack. Oh, then he tries to get into pit road and absolutely drilled from behind. That put him hard into the outside safer barrier. And that will put us under the caution flag for the second time here this evening. Now this is, again, things are going to get very, very interesting here. Robert Warnes, Matt Zaccardo, Brad Souza, Cullen Johnston are not necessarily going to have a free pit stop, but they should retain their positions at the front of the field here, because Ian Martin, Kenny Zeems, Bo Ledbetter, they were all being scored a lap down at the time of the caution. So even with how long it takes to get the pit stops made here for these cars. Oh, what a big issue for Robert Warnes. He missed the pit box, had an issue getting it backed up. That car just getting up on the jacks now. There you see everybody getting down and away ahead of Robert Warnes. And unfortunately for these cars, the timing of the caution going to be just a tick off here, as Ian Martin has come back around while they were getting their service under the caution flag, back on the lead lap, and he will be the leader of the race. Stopping 1 lap earlier kept Kenny Zeems a lap down. Ah, well, here we go. Let's see. We'll see how things are going to sort out here. Because here we have Matt Zaccardo has come around. Yeah, Ian Martin going to have to slow down and get back behind the cars. That's what I thought. Whole new complexion to this race here is Matt Zaccardo will be your race leader. He was the reason for caution flag number 1. Going to put himself back out to the head of the field here, and second stop for these cars on lap number 70. Still doesn't get them all the way to the finish, however. Looking like about lap 137 or so is what they can get to now. If they get a little bit of caution flag help, could make a huge difference. And here you go. Get a look at Cullen Johnston as he makes his way back into the pits. That's actually the car that made contact with Dennis Warnes when he had his issue trying to get onto pit road. Johnston coming back in, packed that last little bit of fuel in, and he's going to get back out onto the racetrack. May not make a huge difference, but stopping at lap 73 gets you to about 142. This one's going to be tight, for sure. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We may have some drivers getting black flags here. Green flags back out. We're underway again. Huge run up the outside for Bo Ledbetter. Brad Souza, Matt Zaccardo going to battle side by side. How about Ian Martin thinking 3 wide down the back straightaway? Martin to the inside of Zaccardo. He's going to put up a big fight here, though. Race leader Brad Souza slides just a little bit high off the corner. That may be all the gap that Ian Martin needed. Quickly back to the race lead into 1. Side-by-side battle now between Zaccardo and Bo Ledbetter. Brad Souza doing a pretty darn good job here of holding on to race leader Ian Martin. Not many cars have been as quick as Ian Martin so far this evening. That fight still side by side. Ledbetter down to the inside of the racetrack. Kenny Zeems working the high line, trying to get back up towards the front of this field. He does not want to lose sight of Ian Martin. Keeping an eye on the front of the field, Brad Souza still able to hold off Kenny Zeems. They're going to come around to put lap number 80 up onto the scoring pylon, or at least working lap number 80. Here's Zeems down to the inside of Souza, and it won't be much of a fight whatsoever. Oh, left side loving from Brad Souza on Ken Zeems, however. That was a big moment. Zeems going to fall back a handful of positions. Tucks in behind Bo Ledbetter. Unfortunately for James Watson, looking back here, he's going to be the first car one lap down. Missing his box cost him enough time that when the caution came out, he was 2 laps down to the race leader. So only getting 1 of those laps back. As Ian Martins opened up a half-second advantage over Kenny Zeems. Brad Souza holding on to that 3rd position. Bo Ledbetter going to have Ken Zeems and Matt Zaccardo taking a peek. Zeems to the inside. Zaccardo thought about looking outside. Almost identical paint jobs on those cars for the 90 and the 60. So let us know where you're watching from here tonight. Give the video a like and a share if you're enjoying what you're seeing here, especially if you're watching on Twitch. Thank you for tuning in over there. Bo Ledbetter doing a nice job of holding on to this position here. He is running on the oldest tires on the racetrack, 23 lap old tires to be specific. Ken Zeems right behind him, 18 lap old tires. Which are going to be the same for Ian Martin and Kenny Zeems. Brad Souza, Matt Zaccardo, Robert Warnes, they're all on 13 lap old tires. So about a 10 lap gap here in stint length and age of tires. As we are down to 66 laps to go. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to some of the presenting sponsors here this evening, including Juan Chavez Brand Beer and Burritos picking up the pole award here this evening. Rust and Rose offering the Halfway Home Award. That's going to pay out to the driver running in the 8th position at the end of this race. Currently, Austin Hakes in car number 28. Also, P1 Enterprises picking up the tab for the Hard Charger Award here this evening. That honor currently belongs to Brad Souza, who's up 12 spots there in that blue with red numbers, number 31. From the Oddities of iRacing department, let's give you an update on the weather conditions here, presented by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Still 81-degree track temp. Nothing has changed, except the track is now cooler at 125 degrees. That may take a tight race car late in the stint and make it a little bit tighter if that track temperature continues to decrease. Ian Martin, Kenny Zeems, the battle for the race lead. Tight headed into turn number 3. Zeems backs off just a little bit. It's going to stay within that car length or so as they get off at turn number 4. Lap number 89 going to be tallied this time by. Now we are inside the window here where drivers could elect to make what would be a final pit stop of the race. If you stopped here at lap number 90, that would get you all the way out to lap 159. That would put you plenty to the good for the green-white checkers that could potentially come at the end of this race. It'll be interesting to see if anybody tries that stunt. Bo Ledbetter, Ken Zeems, both getting around Brad Souza. Bo Ledbetter, Matt Zaccardo going to battle side by side. Caution is out. The race leader's wrecked. Oh my goodness. Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Check it out off of turn number 2. Oh, race leader Ian Martin got into the wall. Kenny Zeems slides to a stop on the inside. I don't think there's going to be much damage there. But this changes everything. New race leader at the front of the field, Ken Zeems, over Bo Ledbetter and Matt Zaccardo. Get you one more look at it here. We'll see Ian Martin get it up into the outside safer barrier. What a piece of driving by Kenny Zeems. We have got to see that on the instant replay here. No contact made. What a piece of driving. That is an iRacing Top 10 Award nominee for sure. Interesting strategy call here. Ken Zeems, Matt Zaccardo electing to stay out on the racetrack. If you're betting on more caution flags coming, Interesting stuff coming here. Ken Zeems, Matt Zaccardo electing not to come down the pit lane. Zeems is your race leader in the number 90. Zaccardo in the number 60 runs in the second position. Brad Souza, 13.08 seconds, the time of the stop at lap number 92. That is going to be the final set of tires and enough fuel to get to the end of the show here. Cullen Johnston has been playing the strategy game the entire night, and it may have played out big in his favor. His stop a half second faster than everybody else in the field, at least a half second faster. That's going to move him all the way up to position number 4. Austin Hakes is going to restart in the 5th position. That black and teal, number 28. Kenny Zeems coming back down pit road here. His stop last time, 11.22 seconds. But if the car's got some damage, I don't know. It didn't look like he hit anything. Down and away, 8.65 seconds. And we're doubled up side by side, ready to go back to green flag racing. Stop at lap number 94, putting Kenny Zeems well to the good. The problem is everybody else stopped as well. The only question marks at this point lie in your two race leaders, Ken Zeems and Matt Zaccardo. Green flag back in the air. We are underway once again. Hornet's Nest heading off to turn number 1. Battle for the lead is good. The fight back in the pack is even more intense. Cullen Johnson way up against the outside retaining wall. 3 wide off the corner. James Watson way down to the inside. Watson is a man on a mission right now, coming around Kenneth Younts. Full slip angle there on the 39. Younts going to get right up on the back bumper. Gives a little shot down the straightaway. Yep, I'm here, bud. Looks like right now Ian Martin is going to be out of this race. As we work lap number 98, he will be credited with a 12th place finishing position here this evening. Cullen Johnston shuffled out in a big way, restarted 4th, back to his original starting spot of 11th. It's James Watson going to be passed by Kenny Zeems off of turn number 4. Oh, they're almost banging wheels down the front straightaway. Watson does not go quietly into that good night. This battle going to continue side by side. Looks like Zeems going to be able to clear him this time off of 4. He does. Race leaders taking advantage of the clean air that was ahead of them. Man, this is going to be so incredibly tight. Longest run we've seen tonight is 66 laps. Now, with the extra caution flags thrown in, maybe it gets you another 10. But they're going to have to do some fuel saving or hope for caution at this point. Russell Pete's going to battle with Brad Souza. This is the fight for the 3rd position. Pete's right up onto the rear spoiler of the 31. Just inside of 50 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway. Ken Zeems and Matt Zaccardo holding on to things after race leaders Ian Martin and Kenny Zeems made contact. Kenny Zeems not gaining a ton of ground here. He's come around James Watson and Robert Warnes. Now going to work on Kenneth Younts down the front straightaway. But he's going to have to get moved up to the front here in a big-time hurry if he's going to want to have a shot at the big cash. Oh, buddy. Almost making contact off of 2. Zeems will complete the pass on the entrance to turn number 3. Already going to work on Austin Hakes. Thank you, sir. May I have another as they get to turn number 1. Zeems back up to the 6th position, and he is on a charge. Bo Ledbetter going to be next up on the hit list. About a half second ahead. We're watching that gap shrink by the 100th. Problem that Kenny Zeems may have, even if he's able to get back to the front, staying there may be a bit of an issue if he has to really work those Hoosier tires to their absolute limit trying to get to the front of the field. Kenny Zeems gets down to the inside of Bo Ledbetter. He's going to pick up the position into turn number 1. Slides up across the nose of the 78. Gets the pass cleared. Ledbetter going to fight back down to the inside. Going to be tight on positioning into turn number 3. Nice pass by Ledbetter. Slides right back up in front of Zeems. Chops the nose off. That's going to stop the run from Zeems just a little bit. Zeems going to fight back down to the inside. Lap 109 is on the scoreboard. This battle has been fantastic between Kenny Zeems and Bo Ledbetter. Ledbetter very quick throughout the night. How about 3 wide, wanting a piece of Brad Souza. Zeems going to get Ledbetter cleared. He goes 2 for 1 off of 4. Souza gets back up towards that outside lane. That's going to let Ledbetter come around to the inside off of 2. Put Kenny Zeems and Bo Ledbetter up to positions 4 and 5. The gap 1.1 seconds to Russell Peets, who runs in the 3rd position. Slide back a little bit, pick up this fight. Robert Warrens, Austin Hakes, Kenneth Younts. This is the battle for the 7th position. Those 3 cars all within a couple of tenths. A little bit of a bobble there for Hakes off of turn number 4. That's going to let Younts get caught right back in. There's Ken Zeems, your race leader. We've got a new 2nd place runner here in Russell Peets. He comes around, Matt Sicardo, to pick up the 2nd position. Get you a Hot Shoe Raceway or instant replay on this one. Makes the big dive into turn number 3. Another of those team cars, the 191. So Zeems Speed Shop entries 1, 2, 3, and 4 here in the opener for the Great American Sim Racing Series as we work lap number 115. Kenny Zeems comes around Matt Zaccardo while we were in the instant replay. So put Kenny Zeems back up to position number 3. Kenny Zeems thought about having a peek down to the inside of Pete's into turn number 1. Gladly takes the draft down the back straightaway. These cars punch a massive hole in the air. That may be all the advantage that Kenny Zeems needs to come clear off of 4. Back up to position number 2. He's got one more to go, and it's going to be Ken Zeems just ahead of him. This battle back in the pack. Warrens, Hakes, and Yount, still a good one. All 3 of those cars nose to tail. James Watson running in the 10th position, about 1 1/3 seconds behind this trio of cars. Hakes looks so good through the middle of the corner. Warrens carrying a little bit more speed on quarter entry. Oh, and Hakes got it up into the outside safer barrier. Bounces it off the fence. He's going to lose the 8th position to Kenneth Younts. And that is the money spot. That one going to pay $10 along with the hard charger of the race. That honor currently belongs to Matt Zaccardo, up 10 spots. And if there is a tie, I would imagine that's going to go to the higher finishing driver that has gained the most positions. The gap's still holding steady at about 1 second for Ken Zeems over Kenny Zeems. Still have to ask, though, can Ken Zeems make the end of this race on fuel? Caution is out. Trouble for Kenneth Younts. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. See what happened to that car. Oh, clips the apron. Austin Hakes finishes him off. But that spin had already started before Hakes got to his back bumper. As we go back to the live look, that may have answered our questions on fuel. Matt Zaccardo, I would say, is pretty close to definitely good to go the rest of the way on fuel. Ken Zeems at the head of the pack here, basically coasting his way right here. In fact, yeah, it looks like he's going to come down pit road. In fact, he's going to lead several cars down pit road. In fact, just about everybody except for Russell Peets going to make their way down pit road here at lap number 122. If you saved a set of tires for the late race dash, no better time than now to put them on the race car. So we're going to follow along here with Ken Zeems. First car off of pit road going to be Kenneth Younts. He was the reason for the caution, and looks like he's going to restart in the 2nd position. Down and away, drag race off of pit road. Great stop for Bo Ledbetter. Matt Zaccardo going to win the race off of pit road over Ledbetter. Ken Zeems, Kenny Zeems, Brad Souza, Robert Warnes, Cullen Johnston, Austin Hakes, and James Watson both on their way out of the pits as well. Now, Kenneth Younts coming back in. So he's going to head towards the back of the pack. Russell Peets will be your race leader. we have got a good one brewing here this evening, and should be a pretty darn good finish here coming up as well. Should see the lights go out on the iRacing safety car this time by there you go. Lights are out. Russell Peets, Matt Zaccardo going to make up the front row for the restart that will come with 26 laps to go. Ken Zeems, Bo Ledbetter on row number 2. Brad Souza, Kenny Zeems on row 3. Austin Hakes, Cullen Johnston, row 4. James Watson, Robert Warnes, row 5. Kenneth Younts going to be all alone back there on row number 6. But how about it? Everybody still on the lead lap, at least the remaining cars here. Ian Martin going to finish in the 12th position after claiming the pole award here this evening. Dennis Warnes will finish 13th, Curtis Critchley 14th, Colton Zimmer 15th, and Charlie Gates Jr. in the 16th position. Fields off at turn number 4. We're back to green flag racing. Race fans, you can crank it up. Oh, trouble! Trouble at the front of the field. Russell Peets going to go around spin off at turn number 2. Caution flag comes right back out. That is not what Kenny Zeems wanted to see. He needs a green flag run if he's going to try to get caught back up at the front of the field, and caution after caution does him absolutely no good. You wonder if Russell Peets didn't have an issue there on the worn tires. Oh, he may have got a little bit of help from Bo Ledbetter. Man, they really wadded some cars up there, too. Get you a look at this one again from Bo Ledbetter's perspective. He got a hard shot in the back end. Oh, Kenneth Younts. James Watson trying to get out of the way. Kenneth Younts bounces off of Watson and into the outside safer barrier. And unfortunately for Russell Peets and Bo Ledbetter, they're both going to have to head back towards the back of the pack here. Kenneth Younts back on the pit lane. Looks like he's going to finish in the 11th position. We're going to be down to 10 cars running at the finish of this one. It'll be 23 laps to go next time by the start-finish line. This restart going to come with just a handful of laps to go here. Let's see if we can steal a quick word here with Kenneth Yautz. And Kenneth, unfortunately, looks like your race is going to come to a conclusion here about 25 laps too soon.
Yeah, man, it was one of those nights.
Seemed like you kind of got pinballed there as everybody scattered just ahead of you.
Yeah, they scattered and I rode up, but you can't roll these cars up a lot, and it just looked like the car to my right changed lanes a little, and I got put up in the wall. But that's all right, man. It's just racing. It was fun. The underfunded motorsports car ran really good, and we're proud of it, man. These are the best of the best tour mod drivers, and I was happy just to hang where I did all night, man. I don't run as well and as much as these guys, so it was fun. Good luck to the rest of them, man. It's going to be a great finish.
Yes, sir, it is. Thank you very much for checking in with us here, brother. And we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. How about 21 laps to go? Matt Zaccardo, Ken Zeems lead the field to green. Big bobble at the start. They're going to fan out 3-4 wide down the front straightaway. Zaccardo leads into one. Brad Souza holding on to the second position. He's fighting off Ken and Kenny Zeems. Ken Zeems going to look to the outside. Kenny Zeems going to look to the inside. Business picking up here in Phoenix late in this one. Oh, the race leader's going to slide. Almost loses it. 3 wide. New race leader, Brad Souza. What a fight at the front of the field. How about 8 cars under a blanket down the back straightaway? Souza able to hold off Kenny and Ken Zeems. It was Matt Zaccardo that went for the ride going into one. What a save. Oh, one of the Zeems bounces it off the outside fence. That was Kenny Zeems. Big contact. Oh, wild ride. James Watson up and over. Caution flag is out. Drivers meeting, turn 1. That one was huge, and it started just ahead of Matt Zaccardo. Looked like Robert Warnes got a little bit sideways. Pick up the replay again. Yeah, that car just started to hook hard to the right. And James Watson going for the big ride down the front straightaway. Get you a look at that one from his perspective. Spectacular landing. Russian judge scores that one a 9. James Watson going to be right back in this race. In fact, running in the 6th position. Sixth caution flag of the evening coming late in this race. And we're down to just a couple of cars remaining here on the racetrack. 6 to be exact. Robert Warnes running in the 6th position. He was the car that initially got sideways and started that whole brouhaha. Cullen Johnston's been hanging around. Damn, if he doesn't have a 5th place running position right now, late in this race. Fantastic drive for Cullen Johnston to stay out of trouble just enough to be there at the end. Bo Ledbetter in the 78 has been pretty darn quick all night long here. He's going to line up on the outside of row number 2 for the restart. Kenny Zeems had his issues early on. Well, I guess about lap 91 or so, just past the halfway point, when pole sitter Ian Martin got up into the outside safer barrier. Looks like Robert Warren's now going to be heading pit side. Ken Zeems running in the 2nd position. He bounced it off the outside wall down the front straightaway just a couple of laps before. Big one, number 3 of the race. And how about Brad Souza? Up 14 spots from the drop of the green flag, in line to collect the Hard Charger Award. Plus a $50 payday for winning this race. We'll have to try to check later on, but James Watson may win a Little Smooth Move award here tonight. As we get ready to come back to green flag racing, going to be 14 laps to go. Souza gets a great restart. Watson came around and completed one additional lap, which put him in 7th ahead of Russell Peets. Looks like he may have been in line for a $10 payday if he had finished in the 8th position by not completing that extra lap driving the car back to the pit area. Brad Souza holding on to the race lead over Ken Zeems. Kenny Zeems runs in the 3rd position. He's battling with Bo Ledbetter down the front straightaway. They're going to be side by side. Cullen Johnston hanging out there in the 5th position. Leaders wadded up. The Mediocre Motorsports number 84 with a very real chance at a cash scoring finish in this race here this evening. Battle for the race lead. Ken Zeems down to the inside of Brad Souza. He's going to claim the race lead off of 4. Here's Souza. Thought about looking to the inside, taking a peek to the outside into turn number 1. Ken Zeems going to hold on to that spot with 12 to go. Bo Ledbetter, Kenny Zeems fighting for the 3rd position. And this is the battle for cash. Oh, and Ledbetter's going to get up into the outside wall. Caution flag is out. Yellow flag once again. Kenny Zeems, Bo Ledbetter making a little bit of contact. Show you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Oh, man, looked like Zeems just overshot the corner by a pretty big margin. Get you another look at it here. Yeah, Zeems just never, I don't want to say he never tried to make the corner, but kind of what it looks like. See if we can get a look overhead here from the NRN blimp. Time for AT&T. You make the call. I don't know. A couple of guys, that looks more like racing deal to me than blame assignable to either of those drivers. But it's going to put Bo Ledbetter back to the 5th position here, as we are now down inside of 10 laps to go. Let's run you through the field here. Or at least the field that's left running on the racetrack. Ken Zeems is your race leader. We're going to hold off on this for just a second. Kenneth Younts, if he's smart, is going to park that race car right now. He just passed Russell Peets to move up to the 8th position. Nobody else can catch him. The problem is if somebody wrecks, he's going to lose the 8th spot. So this is a $10 move here for Kenneth Younts. The problem is, yeah, he completes another lap or so. He's going to pass James Watson and pick up 7th. And here he goes. He's going to take the lucky dog. He'll come around as the field's gotten the 1 to go. And I think we're going to see James Watson move back into the Rustin Rose halfway home award position here. Yeah, there you go. That's the little smooth move of the race. Kenneth Younts just took $10 out of his own pocket by completing that extra lap here under the caution flag, moving James Watson back into the 8th position. Lights are out. It is going to be 6 laps to go. And who says you need a ton of cars on the racetrack to have a great finish? 6 to go and 5 cars are going to have a shot. Oh, buddy. Give this one a like and a share. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. 6 to go, and we're back underway. What a restart for Brad Souza. He's going to be your race leader as they get down towards turn number 1. Here comes Ken Zeems fighting back to the inside. Bo Ledbetter gets into the back of Kenny Zeems just a little bit. Cullen Johnston falls back to the 5th position. Same song, different verse. All it takes is a little bit of carnage here, and Cullen Johnston is going to be right back into the thick of things for one of these money spots. Down to 5 to go. One outstretched palm at the start-finish line. Souza wiggles a little bit under braking into turn number 1. Ken Zeems tries to dive off down to the inside. He's going to have the nose there, but not close enough. Souza able to slam the door. Battle for 3rd, Kenny Zeems, Bo Ledbetter. They are absolutely bumper to bumper coming off the corner. That's a payday spot as well. Top 3 all going to get paid here this evening. Souza guaranteed to pick up the Hard Charger Award this evening. Or at least really close to guaranteed anyway. Battle for the race lead. Zeems and Souza side by side. Ledbetter and Zeems side by side for 3rd. Ledbetter comes around Kenny Zeems. He picks up 3rd. Ken Zeems inside of Brad Souza. He's going to have the position. See if Souza has to make the attack back down to the inside through 3. Souza's like that high line all night long. Here he comes, dives it down to the inside. Not quite close enough. 2 to go here at the line. Ken Zeems holds half a car length over Brad Souza. 2 attempts at a green-white checker finish are on offer as well. Cullen Johnston backing out of the way. Here comes Bo Ledbetter. He wants a piece of the action for the win as well. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Ken Zeems holds on by a car length and a half as they get into turn number 1. Souza gets the good drive off the corner. See if he's going to be able to build up the momentum, take the draft down the back straightaway. Not going to be close enough. It may take a mistake from Ken Zeems, and it's not going to happen. Off at turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Ken Zeems wins at Phoenix. Brad Souza comes home second. Bo Ledbetter third. Kenny Zeems, Cullen Johnston round out your top 5 finishing cars here this evening. Kenneth Younts makes it around Robert Warnes as well, turning those laps late in the race. He's going to finish in the 6th position, and let's get you your full race results here. Ken Zeems, Brad Souza, Bo Ledbetter going to be on the podium. Kenny Zeems, Cullen Johnston, the top 5. Kenneth Younts, Robert Warnes, James Watson, Russell Peets, Matt Sicardo, the top 10. Watson claiming the $10 for the Rust and Rose Halfway Home Award. Austin Hakes finishing in the 11th position. Ian Martin 12th after claiming the Juan Chavez brand Beer and Burritos Pole Award this evening. Dennis Warnes, Curtis Critchley, Colton Zimmer, Charlie Gates. Your 16 cars that we're running here tonight. Kenny Younts showing up as 17th there. He was your race administrator, but man, what a finish to this one. Couple of fantastic drives. Brad Souza also claiming that Rust and Rose Hard Charger Award, putting his total take on the night up to $35. So let's get ready for the Victory Lane interviews here, and we will start things off with our 3rd place finisher here this evening, Mr. Bo Ledbetter. And Bo, I'll tell you what here, bud, that was a fantastic drive you made there tonight in the number 78. A lot of beating and banging, but kind of the way it goes in the modifieds.
The car got real loose the longer we ran, so I was struggling late.
It seemed like there was a lot of contact. There was a lot of everything going on in this race. We went from a green flag strategy run to beating and banging Saturday night short track racing. How do you adjust to that as a driver, mindset-wise?
Well, I'm used to running like races like this, and so I always keep my head focused and not try to let anybody around me get my head away from racing. So.
Well, it was a fantastic drive to get yourself up onto the podium here. Congratulations tonight, brother. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Wiley Pure Dot Shop, Crooked Road Herbal Reserve, Rich Place Restaurant, Shock Eye Racing, Tanner Tomasi, and Shit Racing Paints. And I'd like to tell my dad happy birthday.
Well, very good. Well done there, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And with that, we'll pick up our runner-up finisher here tonight, Mr. Brad Souza. And I'll tell you what here, Brad, that was a pretty darn spectacular drive up there, up 13 positions. Tell us about how the night went for you.
It started off a little rough in the heat where the guy in front of me had went and checked up, and I was on the gas and kind of didn't get checked back up in time and wrecked a couple people in the heat, and I apologize for that, but kind of got sent to set up last second because what I was working on wasn't any good, and appreciate that from Robert. And I didn't have the speed that Kenny and Ken did, but for only getting a couple laps of practice on it, I'm happy. Kept it clean in the feature and got a solid finish.
I say that was the big deal, was keep it clean in the feature. You were in the middle of several of those messes tonight. What's going through your head when you see all hell breaking loose around you?
Kind of just get on the brake and stay away from it. That's about it. I kind of just wanted to make sure I avoided any of that, and I did, which put me up front.
Well, it was a very good run for you tonight. Congratulations on a runner-up finish here and the Hard Charger Award, picking up $35. The Hard Charger tonight presented by P1 Enterprises, so thank you very much to them for their support. So, yeah, nice payday here, brother. Who do you want to thank?
Thank Pay to Win Setups and Robert Wands and them guys that worked on the setup, and I didn't. Thank the guys for you guys for hosting this, everyone that's sponsoring it, and you for streaming it.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. And with that, we're going to pick up our race winner, Ken Zeems. Good Lord, man, that car was bouncing off the fence. You were high, you were low, you were everywhere tonight, and ultimately, you put it in victory lane. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. It was a lot of fun. I just got to thank my son building a great setup, as he always does.
We're hearing a lot of that the setups were really good tonight. Was it going to be very setup dependent when you guys got in here and saw track temperatures over 120 degrees?
I don't know. We practiced a little bit yesterday, and when we got in the session today, everything seemed pretty good. So it puts a lot of time and work into it. So we knew we'd have something to win with, run up front with.
It must have been pretty nice looking at the front four. At one point, it was 4 team cars running up front there. You guys really had a pretty darn good night as a team, top to bottom.
Yeah, we sure did. I mean, it's a lot of fun racing with these guys, and even the other guys were racing with the old Bo and Brad. We race with these guys regularly, in official races, and we know them. It's always fun racing with these guys. They're 2 of the best at it.
Well, it's a great win for you tonight here, picking up $50 for the win. Congratulations on that one, and let's make sure we get all the thank yous and sponsor plugs in here.
Yeah, well, I got to thank Zeem Setup Shop, my son. He's one of the best at the modifieds on the sim. Really proud of what he's doing. And we have Catalano Motorsports, Rocket Performance Parts, Premier Gaming, tie-dyeing for you. All those are on our website over at Zeem Setup Shop on Facebook, and www.zeemsetupshop.com. You guys can all check that stuff out. And I mean, like I said, I thank all those guys, all my teammates. It was a great race, a lot of fun.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you checking in with us here. And we got one more interview that we're going to do here, and that is going to be with your Rust and Rose Halfway Home Award winner tonight, Mr. James Watson. I tell you what here, bud, that was insane carnage. You were out with 20-some to go, and you still were able to pick up a cash prize here tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of not thrilled with that because I felt like if I was able to miss that wreck, I might have been able to make a play for at least top 3 with how the setup was working. But I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, man. I will take it. That was sure something.
Yeah, we're pulling up the replay of the incident here, and you sort of had nowhere to go. Your race was fairly clean to that point, which was kind of saying something in and of itself for how that race went tonight.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts for the most part. I couldn't believe it, and the crazy thing is that it was fairly clean for the most part, and then everyone just saw the show me the money and lost their heads.
Yeah, I think some of that came when the 2 leaders crashed themselves out, when it was Kenny Zeems and Ian Martin getting knocked out of the race. Well, Kenny obviously was able to continue, but Ian was very quick out front, and it's sort of, that's a bit of juice to you as a driver when you know the 2 guys that were checked out have had a problem.
Yeah, and that wreck got me back on the lead lap, so Lord knows I was also very happy to see it.
Yeah, well, James, congratulations once again on picking up the Rust and Rose Halfway Home Award. Congratulations on that. Make sure we get all your sponsor plugs and thank yous in here.
Yes, sir. Got to thank you, of course, and everyone at NRN. Got to thank MTWR Landscaping. Got to thank a newer sponsor that's come on board recently. Martin Sports is doing a lot for my branding and potentially some merch here within the next few. I got to thank Curtis Critchley and everyone over at Critchley Gallant Engineering. They helped me make the set that I was able to put a mediocre run together with. Nowhere near what that setup was capable of. I gotta give a shout out. My good friend Isaac Mock just had a baby a couple days ago. So, congrats on being a papa, Maki.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. We appreciate that, and yeah, congratulations, Isaac. He's one of the regulars running with us in the Ezra IndyCar series, and congratulations. Always a very cool time in life when that's coming around. But with that, we are going to wrap things up here. A spectacular night of racing for the inaugural event here on the National Racing Network for the Great American Sim Racing Series. Have to say a huge thank to Ken and Kenny Outs for having us come on board here. This one was a ton of fun. Love getting to do the modifieds here at Phoenix. Coming up on Sunday night, going to be the final round of the High Slide Cup Series for this season. They will crown their champion, second champion in the High Slide Cup Series, coming up on Sunday night. Monday kicks off Week 12. Final week of the season here for 2021 Season 3. Silver Crown cars on Monday, Sprint cars on Tuesday. And then we're right back with a High Side Hustle. Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright on Wednesday night. Until then, we will talk to you all on Sunday. Keep your eyes out here on the National Racing Network social channels. Going to have a bunch of pictures and some news stories coming up here from the Road to Indy weekend at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Mike McCullen, Chris Kresge, Ben Carswell, and myself will be out there on Sunday covering all the racing action for the USF 2000 and Indy Pro 2000 championships in the real world. So don't want to miss that one either. Until then, for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you hanging out with us here on this beautiful Friday night. We will talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.